new to many
wow.
locations.
Yeah.
Hey, this is the second day in a row, and just for context, we should only be making it into the mid-50s in the afternoon hours at the start of February. So we are so above average, and then you add in the precipitation chances, dropping temperatures. What I'm about to show you on your screen here, if you take a look, this is your next 3 days, and this really just kind of sums everything up for you. You got your temperatures on your screen, you've got the first alert weather days, and you've got your precipitation chances. So tomorrow, first alert weather day begins. This is going to carry us all the way through Sunday. Does this mean it's going to be raining in your location the entire weekend? No, it's going to be more so periods of rainfall, and some will see a better chance of rain tomorrow, and then eventually more rain moves in for your Saturday and Sunday. But notice your temperatures: 70s today for many locations, mid-60s tomorrow afternoon. Still warm, still above average. In fact, morning low temperature is about where we should be in the afternoon hours. Just goes to show how warm we have been. But Saturday, this takes us back to normal, low to mid-50s, 40s on Sunday, temperatures in the 30s to start as those rain chances slowly but surely climb. So let's just kind of walk through this day by day. Right now, may step outside, certainly seeing the cloud cover, and by later on this evening could see a few spotty showers as well. I'm watching some of those showers in central South Carolina. Those will be working off towards the north and east in advance of this cold front that's making progress towards the area, but it's very low impact for us. There's the live view right now from Rock Hill. You can see the dry conditions, cloudy conditions out that way. Winds still knocking around the tower cam here in Charlotte. Makes sense. Sustained winds about 15 miles per hour, and temperatures are sitting at 71 here in Charlotte, 69 in Gastonia, 55 in Boone. We still have winds gusting over 20 miles per hour at times, especially out towards Gastonia and Albemarle at this time. So temperatures tonight falling back into the 40s for the foothills and mountains, 50s from the Piedmont down into the Sandhills, forecasting a low temperature of 55 in Charlotte, and then we'll be back into the mid-60s by tomorrow afternoon. But notice how those rain chances start to pick up in that time frame. So here's your hour-by-hour forecast in terms of when we can anticipate rain, and also the potential for snow. And we're getting close enough now that we have some of that higher resolution data. And this is really helpful not only for you as you plan your weekend, but also for us. We're getting to add that into some of the trends that we have been watching for you guys all week long and putting together in our forecast. So we're going to see a few showers possible later on tonight, especially along and south and east of I-85. We'll start Friday dry, and then again along and south and east of I-85 tomorrow afternoon. Driving home from work, I would imagine our southeastern counties have a good bit of rainfall on the forecast this time tomorrow, thus the first alert weather day. We'll dry out again. Not all of Saturday will we see rain impacts. In fact, the start of the day is looking dry. Once we get towards the evening, there's 6 o'clock, that rain is moving in. Temperatures will be cold enough to allow for that transition over to some snow. A mix of rain and snow going to be possible over the foothills and the Piedmont, and this is going to continue through Sunday. And so I think the best chance of seeing accumulated snowfall, that's going to be for the mountains. We could see some wet snowflakes here in the Charlotte area, certainly a possibility, but our temperatures forecasting a low temperature of 35 will be above freezing. We've got a lot of warm air with this as well. So not expecting accumulations in Charlotte as it stands right now. Best chance in the mountains. And then look at that. We warm right back up to even near 70 degrees by the time we're wrapping up the 7-day forecast. But hey, dry Valentine's Day next Tuesday.
Closed captioning on WBTV News is sponsored by Subaru South Boulevard and Subaru Concord.
Welcome back. A new Consumer Reports investigation finds there may be more mercury in canned tuna than you may realize. It's important to note that those mercury levels are within FDA standards, which currently say pregnant people can eat canned tuna in small quantities. Bradley Blackburn has more on why limiting exposure to mercury is so important.
Eating fish has many health benefits, but fish can also contain mercury, which in high amounts can be harmful. Possible health risks from mercury include impaired brain function, loss of smell, and developmental delays in children.
If you have a high mercury level while the brain is developing in a fetus, there can be cognitive issues later in life. So we're very cautious in a developing brain. So that is young children and pregnant women especially need to keep mercury away from those neurons that are developing.
CBS News medical contributor Dr. David Agus says certain fish have more mercury.
It's the larger fish and the deeper fish where you get the mercury. Swordfish, tuna, and other big, deep fish have higher levels of mercury. Very little mercury, for example, in salmon and trout and other smaller fish that are at the surface.
So for typical adults, it's best not to eat those fish too often.
You can have 1 to 3 servings a week of tuna, and as an adult, it would be very safe.
Dr. Agus says moderation is key. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Next, live at 5, we are tracking your next chance of showers. Could we see some snow as a result? That's the big question. Our weather team is fine-tuning those details, letting you know when and where you could see it. Plus,
I feel like out of all people, why my daughter was targeted.